Kakadosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with the halachot of refuah that we were mentioning until now. The last year we spoke about saving a fetus. That if a woman all of a sudden she's got a doubt that maybe chas v'shalom there's a problem with the child which is in her stomach, so therefore she's allowed to be mechalel the Shabbat. We gave a different advice about what happens if on a Friday night this happens because she was overexerting herself, she was working too hard, and all of a sudden she doesn't feel any movement and she suspects that chas v'shalom something's happening. Today we're going to speak about atzalat pagim. What does that mean, a pag? Usually a pag means that if right now there was a child that was born before the 9th month, during the 8th month, the Gemara actually says that it's considered like a nefel, it's considered like a misker, or stillborn, that it's not going to live. And therefore, since it's not going to live, you're not allowed to be mechalel the Shabbat for such a child. Nowadays, the Poskei Zmanenu, whether it's going to be the Minchat Shlomo, Minchat Yitzchak, Chazon Uvadia, they all bring down that since already from the 24th week, which already has, the child has around 450 grams of weight, they could come and they could already save children by putting them in incubators. So therefore nowadays we would save a child, right, even though they were born before the 9th month, during the 8th month. So therefore nowadays this entire concept of atzalat pagim, of saving a pag, saving a child, a fetus, we would be mechalel Shabbat to save such a child. What about now tinok shenishba or mumar leachis? What does that mean now? So it says over here like this: Mi'ikar adin, we are not going to be mechalel Shabbat for mumar leachis. We are not going to be mechalel Shabbat, to desecrate the Shabbat, to somebody which goes against HaKadosh Baruch Hu knowingly. He's a mumar leachis. Nevertheless, nowadays, right, we are mechalel Shabbat for such people. Why? Because of the next halacha. What's the next halacha? Would we come and save a goy to do chilul Shabbat? So it's brought down that nowadays, that since the tikshoret, since the media is so open, and anything which is done anywhere immediately gets, we're going to say it gets publicized in the entire world. So we are going to be mechalel Shabbat even all for goyim in order to save them. Because if we would not save them, so then it would become an entire problem. There's a chashash of sakana to Jews all over the world, and especially that it could be that they're going to be that Cholei Yehudim, right? They wouldn't actually also take care of the Cholei Yehudim as well, and therefore what happens is that it becomes permitted for us to be mechalel Shabbat also for a goy. So therefore, if nowadays it became permitted because of animosity and other problems to be mechalel Shabbat also for a goy for his refuah, so therefore you're allowed to be mechalel Shabbat for mumar leachis. Because beforehand it was prohibited, right? But nowadays, once the goy is permitted, so too the mumar leachis is going to be permitted. Now that we say that, atinok shenishba ben hagoyim, now we understand that if you have a person that really be'emet, he went off the path. But the reason why he went off the path is because tinok shenishba, he doesn't know any better. Not because bechavana, right? He's purposely wants to come and go against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He just doesn't know. He was taken by the goyim, or right, that we call usually many times a tinok shenishpa, somebody that never actually learned better in their lives. So therefore, in such a case, obviously you're allowed to come and to save them. Because if you could actually save a mumar leachis, and you will be able to save a goy, so therefore, for sure, you're able to come and save a tinok shenishba. Tinok shenishba is even better than that, because obviously they had nothing to do with any negative negative feelings towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as is brought down, whether it's going to be the Chazon Ish and others as well, that we are allowed to, as the Grom Moshe brings this down, the Abiyah Omer, and others as well, that we are allowed to come and save also a tinok shenishba.